uncovering the Carolina Blue matter. Hey, welcome back to The Big Mountain. I am JY without my good friend Steve. Have a quick update for you here on the Carolina Blue matter. On February 19th, attorney David McKenzie filed a complaint against UNC and two of its vice chancellors. This action seeks to enforce the public's right to records under North Carolina public record laws. Mr. McKenzie here challenges the withholding and misrepresentation of public records by UNC regarding payments of public funds to the law firm of Skadden, Arros, Slate, and Flom, LLP. They are out of New York. The action claims that UNC did not provide itemized billing records, but rather misleading invoices that obscure the services rendered. You may say, why does this matter? This matters because of what we've been talking about here on the Big Mountain, this Carolina Blue matter, and what UNC has been doing regarding its attempts to possibly get out of the ACC. And I'm going to get into that here in a few more minutes. The facts that were provided here that Mr. McKenzie states and submitted, he says that the records request that he submitted to UNC on January 2nd, it requested all billing documents from this Skadden law firm from September 1st, 2022 until the present. Mr. McKenzie was not shooting in the dark, he says in this action. He was aware that the law firm was providing advice and counsel regarding commercial matters around athletics. The response received by Mr. McKenzie from UNC was mostly high-level monthly invoices that used boilerplate descriptions of the work performed. Most of the entries read, "for professional services." McKenzie states that UNC's attempt here to evade disclosure requires judicial intervention. This evasion is detailed in the complaint. But to summarize this evasion that he details here over about 2 pages, basically he's saying there's a 4-step process that was set up to deliberately limit UNC's direct possession of detailed full invoices. Instead, UNC would receive a sanitized 1-page invoice that was generated for payment and to satisfy public record requests. So the detail came in this 4-step system that Mr. McKenzie lays out, where the university would log in to a website, into a Skadden online website or portal, and review the detail. And then they would click the, like an OK on that website or in that portal. And that's then when this 1-page boilerplate, just generic type of invoice would come. I can tell you in my day job, attorney invoices are detailed. They give you the attorney name, they give you the amount of time, and most of them are billed in this type of relationship are billed based on time, the hour. And they tell you what they're working on, not into great detail, but enough detail that when you're reviewing it, you know that this attorney was working on this and this attorney was working on that. And if you're in a lot of litigation or a lot of issues, you're going to have a pretty big invoice that you have to review because it's going to be going over all of those things. So it is very odd that a university would really only be getting a 1-page invoice from any attorney here. So why is all of this important? It ties directly to the Carolina Blue matter. This 1-page summary that I was just talking about repeatedly referenced this cryptic Carolina blue matter, with no explanation as to its meaning. These cryptic references would appear every month with figures totaling hundreds of thousands of dollars. And while the records are vague, it would also appear that billings contain several other anomalies and just things missing bills every so often, and just things anomalies that looked awkward. Another very curious item here within these billings was a one-line statement that was for court reporting. These fees for court reporting, and these totaled upwards of $120,000. Again, no context is given as to what these court reporter fees were for. The number's pretty staggering here, and Mr. McKenzie believes that court reporting is another code name for some other matter, just like Carolina blue matter is code for something that they're working on. McKenzie in this filing says he believes that this court reporting is another code name being used. I'm going to put up a summary here, and this is part of the lawsuit, but this just provides you some of the items paid and what you're seeing here from Skadden invoices. McKenzie asks in this filing, what exactly is UNC paying for? The pattern of unexplained fees is a recurring feature in UNC's billing records. Now, after more than a year of these charges, UNC is now claiming to Mr. McKenzie that the fees were a result of a Skadden, this firm's miscoding of their billing and of their invoices, and that there were these really were for industry, research, and consulting services, not for court reporting. So everything they had under court reporting, they said was a miscoding issue, and it was really for industry research and consulting services. It could be. It certainly seems kind of odd that somebody that's reviewing invoices is approving hundreds of thousands of dollars for court reporting when there really was very little legal action out there during this time where there would have been court reporting for UNC. Lastly, McKenzie says that the billing practices here are actually in violation of the contract between these two parties. Bills are to be based, according to the contract, primarily on a time-based billing structure, which requires detailed time entries and descriptions of work. Again, going back to what I said earlier, that's typically what you'll see when you're reviewing these types of invoices. So McKenzie brings forward several counts here. One is a writ of mandamus. One is a violation of the North Carolina Public Records Law, and then the other is an injunctive relief. All three of these are different ways, really getting at the same thing. Really, he's saying, court, you need to compel UNC to provide and produce the complete records between the law firm and the university. Again, we're talking public dollars here, and these are open to public record laws. Yes, there's some things that can be redacted, but for the most part, they probably would not be redacted, unless we're talking about personnel issues and things like that. So some interesting stuff here from David McKenzie. Again, I think this is important because Steve and I have been talking about, Steve's calling it an iceberg. I've been saying you're kind of peeling back an onion. I'm going towards Steve here. He's calling it an iceberg because we don't know how much bigger this thing is going to get. We've got a little bit sticking out of the water, and it seems like every week we're getting some new information that really looks like this iceberg is pretty daggone big. As we've been discussing, the Board of Governors, they have tried several times to redefine or at least get the trustees kind of back in their lane. And now, it appears that there could be much more to this story than what we maybe originally thought. Of course, when this Carolina Blue Matter piece came out with The Athletic, it was very interesting. Here we're getting some more nuggets from David McKenzie that even with that story, it appears that there wasn't a lot of detail there that should have been there, again, under public record laws. So we'll have to see. Questions are, how far did UNC go investigating a potential litigation against the ACC to get out, just like Clemson and FSU are doing, and what has been done behind closed doors, again, to get out of the ACC. And is it important right now what was done in the past? What's done in the past is in the past, but I think it is important because we see both Clemson and FSU looking to try to get out. And what we saw here recently, just over the past 2 weeks, UNC has the same opinions of the conference and the commissioner as FSU stated over a year ago now. So the big fish in this pool of the ACC are not happy. And again, we're waiting to define exactly the lengths that UNC has gone and where they may end up going here as well. So we will stay on this here with the Big Mountain. As you know, we provide updates as new news comes out. We thought this was very important. We've talked to David McKenzie before on our channel. Again, maybe we can get him back on here in the future to talk about some of the details here with UNC and what's going on in the ACC. So with that, hey, we thank you guys for watching. Give this one a like and subscribe if you like our content. We have a great week coming up this week. We've got 2 different interviews, one with NIU's AD, one with the head football coach of Tarleton State, and we're gearing up for an interview with Mountain West Commissioner Navarez. It's going to be a great couple weeks coming up on the mountain. So again, make sure you're subscribed. We'll see you next time on the Big Mountain.